Hello, I'm Martha McMahon, I'm the Governance Coordinator, and I try and keep things straight with the delegates and Executive Board and make sure the paperwork's in order. Thank you.
My name is Eric Serwin. I'm the new Assistant Director of Events, so I do whatever he tells me to do and make the events run smoothly.
Pete Karianis, Director of Events, organizer of the US Open. Thank you guys for being here, and to those of you playing, thanks for playing.
I'm Jacques Moss, Deputy Executive Director. My role basically assist Renee in what she's doing and oversee publications, programs, membership, liaison with a few of the committees and work groups. Thank you.
Renee Bartlett, Executive Director for US Chess. I am so thrilled to see you all at this meeting, and I have to tell you, I think this one's going to be a little shorter this time than last year, so I'm even happier.
Hello, I'm Deborah Robinson. I'm the accountant with US Chess, and here at this US Open, I have been just trying to keep track of where all the dollars are, who's spending what, where they're going, and making sure I have an accurate account of everything that is spent and all the income.
I'm Mike Nolan. I officially retired from US Chess in 2016, but they can't seem to get rid of me.
I'm also going to introduce Brian Tillis, who is on the computer right now getting ready for the membership meeting. If you'll recall, Dan Lucas fulfilled that role of helping us keep our motions straight and helped reword some motions during the meeting. This is Brian's role now. He is the Marketing and Communications Manager for US Chess. We're going to open up the floor to any questions that you may have. We have mics on the floor. If you have any questions of staff in terms of what we're working on, you may have missed the demo that Mike Nolan and Brian Tillis held showcase the new ratings system that is being developed by the Lego company. If you have any questions about that, we do have that recorded. We will post that if we haven't already from that workshop. I think that was in the workshop that we recorded. But if you have any questions about that, Mike has been working a lot of extra hours helping us make that transition. Or if you have any questions for the event staff or anyone else, feel free to go to Mike. Well, thanks for helping us test the mics.
I guess the question was, does it work?
Two buttons, I pushed them both and either one worked.
Either one?
Oh,
Okay.
there we go, I got it.
There we are.
I've got three items for you. First of all, I'm going to put on different hats for each one of you. And I forgot what she said over there first. All right. I want to thank, on behalf of Wisconsin Chess Association, the chess players of the state of Wisconsin. I want to thank US Chess for entrusting us with a third US Open here in 12 years. Hopefully, it turned out, I think, pretty well here. We had great attendance again. So I just want to say thank you to the board, to the events department for organizing the tournament here. Thank you, guys. Different hat. As chair of the Invitationals Committee, we've had a very successful set of tournaments here this week. And I want to call a special shout out to your newest employee, Eric, over here, who I've been working with for the last couple of months. He was assigned to me, and I don't know how many emails we sent back and forth and whatnot, but he has been fantastic. Okay, in dealing with this. Thank you, Eric. We haven't filled 265 slots. By June 1, I think we had around 240 slots, not only named, but confirmed, okay, that they were participating, and it was all Eric doing that. So thank you very much, Eric. Greatly appreciate it. third hat is as an organizer. I'm going to read this here because there's some details here I want to make sure I got right. And it's a printed TLA question to the staff. And I'm not sure if anyone here can answer this, but you might be able to here. I submitted the TLA in January for a print TLA in the March Chess Life. I did not mark it as Grand Prix, nor did I ask for a bullet ad in my state's listing. But it was printed in the Grand Prix section without a reference ID bullet ad in the state section. I was told after publication that any event with a Grand Prix level prize was automatically made a Grand Prix event and listed as such. I believe this may have cost us entries, as players may not have looked into the Grand Prix section for it, but rather just went to the state list where it didn't appear, and no bullet ad also. In July, we submitted a TLA for the Junior Open Championship in November, which has trophy prizes, clearly not a Grand Prix event. We were told that we have to pay for a bullet ad in our state, which I thought was odd since I thought the TLA would appear in the state list. So this begs the question, where will it appear? So final paragraph, in the past, the TLA policy was to list it in the state list and only in the Grand Prix section if requested. So the question is this: why and when did this policy change? Was the policy change announced anywhere? Is there a reason the policy can't go back to the way it was? And do we need to always put a bullet ad in our state when we or should we not have to? So the question's on TLAs.
Sure. John Hartman is not here. He's our editor, and he has actually had a number of internal conversations about how we might revise our TLA or bullet ad process. And you'll probably notice that I don't have as much staff here this year. Some years we've had more staff, but we've been trying to cut costs, and so we don't have anyone from the print publications team that works on those. But if you can put all of that in an email to me, please, or in to Jacques, because Jacques does supervise that area, and we'll try to come back to you with an answer.
All right.
Any other questions?
I know you're asking for questions, and I appreciate that. Rose, please raise your hand. Rose was very instrumental in helping us get our task completed this year with the clubs committee, and I want to give her a round of applause, please.
Yeah, I was coming up for kind of the similar thing. Rose has just extreme tenacity in getting this conflict of interest forms filled out. I would be really surprised if there's a sample of people that not fill it out. So just again, Rose and the rest of the government staff does a great job of actually making this meeting actually happens, and so that all of us can just have fun being test politicians. So thank you, Rose, and everyone else that does that.
Rose is the governance staff, yes. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, I second that, Rose. Thank you for all your help this year and everything. This is Earl White from Colorado. And one of the things that I have people asking me about is, I know you guys do a lot for USC. And I know you're revamping some things with like the website and all that. But sometimes the membership, to look people up, people kind of like the older format, to do the older lookup rather than going to the new one. So I just thought I'd express that, and I've had people convey that to me is like, is USC going to fix that website or something like that? So I'm sorry to convey that to you, but they like the older format. That's all maybe you could make the older format look like that, and it just does essentially the same.
Thank you. I've heard that comment before.
Well, I also wanted to thank Corey. Corey's done a fantastic job over tonight. So.
Okay, I got one more.
Just one more for me. A lot of changes happened this year, and really appreciate it. I always say the change management is the hardest part of leadership. We've gone through a lot. Thanks for making that as seamless as you have, and helping us really fulfill our mission and all the work that you do each and every day. Just want to say
Thanks, John. On that note, we're going to switch over to the membership meeting and let the board, is there a question coming? Sorry. No, he's talking about, okay, we're going to switch over and go to the membership meeting and invite the board back in.
Not here.
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I'll start first by calling the roll. So if you're not familiar with who is up here, at least you get to see and hear. I'm Kevin Pryor. I'm the current president of the executive board. Next, John Fernandez, vice president.
Here.
Vice president of finance, Chuck Unruh.
Present.
Secretary Mike Hoffbauer was here, so we expect to see him.
He had to step out to deal with the business issue.
Gotcha. He's coming right back. Member at Large, Randy Bauer.
Present.
Member at Large, Leela Dickham.
Dockham, but we'll get it.
Dockham. Yeah, I actually still today I'm saying your name wrong, so it's like, okay, I gotta try it, so I'll practice it.
I never got it right.
You never got it right?
No.
Well, I just gotta work on my, on my creole.
Paul Power is that can teach it. He's from Tiki
He can teach it. All right, member at large, David Hayter.
President.
And member at large, Lakshmana Viswanath.
Here.
I practiced that.
Better than I ever did. I never got that one right either.
And Executive Director Renee Bartlett.
Here.
Great, thank you. All right, so one of the things that I understand we have to do in this meeting is identify any new delegates, or delegates to be added, is that correct?
We don't have to. Yeah. We're allowed.
We're allowed to.
Not to buy. Did you want to go to the additional?
Yes. Renee, please.
Mike Neiman of Wisconsin, yes, I have a motion here for the membership meeting. Per Article 5, Section 9 of the U.S. Chess bylaws, the U.S. Chess membership meeting may elect up to 5 additional delegates for a term that expires on June 1 of the following year. At the start of the membership meeting, from persons who are present and have previously served as delegates in at least one of the last 5 years. Therefore, be it resolved that the 2025 U.S. Chess membership meeting elect as additional delegates to the 2025 U.S. Chess delegates meeting the following: Sandra Hoffman, Wisconsin; David Coons, Minnesota; Fun Fong of Georgia. Are there any others?
Yes.
He's already a delegate.
Jeff Nemo?
Now, next year you won't be.
The elevator is going to be coming up. Oh, he's a member of large.
I had Jeff on the list, but Jeff just informed me that he's become a delegate from the state of Illinois, so it's no longer needed to come into the membership.
Great. All right, so 3, are you looking to add?
Can I clarify the situation, Chuck, for a minute?
Please.
ED members are automatically delegates, and ED members, when they move off of the ED, remain a delegate for the next year. So for the people who will be leaving, they will continue to be delegates through next membership meeting, according to the bylaw. So we'll have to deal, or Oklahoma will have to deal with Chuck in some manner for next year.
To clarify, you meant delegates.
I meant delegates meeting.
All right. Mr. Parliamentarian?
Andrew Ray, Florida, and I second the motion.
Thank you. I was going to ask for a second. Is there any additional discussion? All right, seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor of accepting the 3 names that were provided, please raise your hand and raise your credentials, I guess. Members, okay, so just raise your hand. All right, and all opposed? All right. To Steele Allen and Army to none. All right. Thank you, motion carries. Mike?
All right, I'm going to come next because I have something that's related to the previous topic. If you take a look at Article 5, Section 9 on page 29 of your delegates bill, if you're a delegate, it deals with this membership meeting election of delegates. It's a very short paragraph. And the weird thing is that it says that the terms of these delegates that were just elected ends on June 1st. A couple of years ago, Ken Sloan and I were members through this body. We're now BALs, so it doesn't matter to us, but so our term ended on June of that year, and later in June there was a special delegates meeting dealing with the sale of the building in Crossville. Ken and I weren't able to attend that meeting because our terms had expired, and we just think that's silly. Asked a couple people, nobody knows why the June 1 date is in there. So a motion from the delegates, or from the membership meeting, to be brought to the delegates meeting, and it's to modify Article 5, Section 9, to remove on June 1 of the following year and replace it with at the start of the next membership meeting. Now that is a little oddly worded because membership meeting is a little later in the sentence, but it's just that it is there.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Do we have any discussion? State your name, please.
Alan Priest, and I'm the co-chair of the bylaws committee. This did not come before the bylaws workshop because we just didn't have time, but we did talk about it, a small group of us. As Mike said, I think the selection of the June 1 thing is in the distant memories of Harold Winston, and we can't recover that. So, this does serve, it doesn't take them into impede on the next group, but it also simplifies our structure a little bit, because right now we have delegates that have multiple different expiration dates to their delegate status. DALs have a longer term than ones coming out of states, and we have these groups, so it will simplify it if we can kind of make those all expire closer to the same time.
So you're generally in favor?
Yes.
All right, any additional discussion? All right, seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. And all opposed? All right, motion carries many to 1. All right, thank you. Are there any other motions?
Brian Sasso.
Please state your name.
Kill Brown, Texas. I submitted a motion to Rose. There we go. Okay. First thing first, unlike last year, I remember to bring my glasses, so I can see that. Just want to point that out. Okay, so currently in practice, if you go to a blitz tournament or a quick tournament, you don't notate your moves, which is common practice. There's a TD tip in the rule book that says that about quick chess, but TD tips aren't rules, and it's kind of important whether you have to notate or not, because the rules say you do. So this just clarify that if it's blitz or it's quick chess, then you do not have to notate, and if it's dual rated, so it's quick but also regular, then you still do, which is the normal practice. So just a clarification that incorporates existing practice.
So let me ask, just as a point of order, you're looking to pass this? Did we take this through our normal channels, going through Rules Committee and?
So this is something that came up at the very end of the Rules Committee. I was talking to some people there about that. So it didn't really have a chance to do that, but it's kind of, this is how things are actually done.
All right, so this will put it on the agenda, but we're not necessarily voting it up or down.
Correct.
Good.
This would simply put it on the agenda before new business in the meeting for tomorrow. Any of these, put it on the agenda. The delegates must approve it or not.
All right. So at this point, members need to approve this to go on the agenda?
Yes.
All right.
We have to have a vote.
We have a discussion?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't had a second on it yet.
Second.
There you go, it's been seconded, so here's the discussion.
I would like.
Please state your name, sir.
My name is Mike Nolan, still. And I would like to suggest that this also include quick chess, quick only chess, because that is not specifically indicated as to whether it should have scorekeeping or not, except that there is a TD tip under Rule 5A which says it is not, but that is not officially part of the rules. I think this should be added to the rules, just to clarify that both blitz and quick only chess do not require notation.
So Caleb, is this part of your motion?
Yeah, it covers both quick only chess and blitz chess.
So Mike, you say it's in there?
It is?
They just scrolled up the screen a little bit.
Where's that? Not trying to time it over quick race.
Can you scroll down? Is that modifying another rule up there or what?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Never mind that.
All right. All right, next discussion. Okay, Danny's walking away. All right, any further discussion? All right, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstaining? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, motion carries.
Just noticed something. I think there's a typo. Okay, in the TP tips, it should be TD tips, shouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leave it for that.
That's in the rationale.
Very minor.
Who on you?
Very rightfully done.
All right, we have any additional motions? Brian? All right. Any more?
Mike asked me to speak to this because he did get called away on business.
Right.
And this is something that we did discuss in the bylaws workshop rather extensively. For those who were in the bylaws workshop, there was an issue that came up where Mr. Carey pointed out that a portion of the Code of Ethics was going to have to change if this went through. So that's why the first line says there are two related actions that cannot be separated as separate motions. Because if part one passes, part two has to be changed as well. So it's a package deal. Here's the problem, as Mike explained it. Y'all already know about it, so I'll turn around and address you all. You don't have to look at my backside. Even though you might prefer that to the front side. Right now, when a member or an affiliate is recommended for sanctions in some way, by any of the processes that it happens in U.S. chess. That could be from ethics, it could be with rules, it could be from the FIDE Events Committee, it could be from states affiliates, or it could be by the EB director. or the ED directly in case of, say, play violation. All these things come into play in this. Under current provisions, what happens is those go to the EB. All of those go to, after the committee or the body recommends it, they all go to the EB for approval. When the EB approves it, then the member gets another notification. They've already been notified before to present information on their side. They get another notification for 30 days to respond to ask for another appeal. And that's really a reconsideration of the action, because the appeals body originally is the EB. They're affirming something the committee has done. And that sanction is held in abeyance until that appeal is heard, which could be some time. What these provisions do are change that so that when the EB approves the action of the committee, if they affirm it, the sanction will go into effect immediately. The member or affiliate will still have the right to request a re-review, an appeal, a reconsideration within 30 days, but the suspension or revocation will remain in effect unless it's overturned upon the appeal, or as I call it, the reconsideration. That's what this change is. So a couple of questions that came up in the discussion of bylaws, which is why I'm addressing this, I'm a bylaws co-chair, is that, does this abrogate the due process rights of the member or the affiliate? Well, by the time EB gets it, they are the appeals body. They are doing an appeal, basically. They are reviewing the case, they're reviewing the case to see if they think the sanctions are justified. They don't affirm all of them. Okay? So the problem that has occurred is there have been situations where folks have been aware that a member has been sanctioned through the EB and are wondering why they're playing in a tournament. And why are they still playing in a tournament when they've been sanctioned? And it's because of being held in abeyance until that gets resolved. What this motion is designed to do is simply to change the language. See, the existing language there, if you move up just a smidge, there we go, says, before taking action, we'll give them 30 days written notice of it, and the member will have 30 days notice so they can appeal, and it just tells it in advance. Scroll down, please. What this change says is, will go into effect immediately. Suspension will continue in effect under the terms of the executive director's decision in either case. Executive board will provide written to appeal. Go on down. This also then needs to change the code of ethics, because the code of ethics, section 7B, refers to the ability for that sanction to be held in abeyance. None of the other bodies that can sanction members have such a thing in it, but the code of ethics does. So this just removes that to mention, so there won't be an expectation from a member or an affiliate under the code of ethics situation that they would be able to hold that in abeyance. Was that reasonably clear to folks?
You need to scroll down and see the
So keep going. I'm sorry. So there it is. Take effect immediately upon approval. Then we'll have 30 days to submit an appeal. Clear as much?
So it's a temporary suspension.
No, it's a permanent suspension, but it could be lifted after the reconsideration by the executive board. So whatever the penalty was that was put into place goes into effect, it's in place. It could be reconsidered. Mr. Hoffpower, thanks you for your willingness.
All right, is there any further discussion? State your name, please.
Mark Nicholas, Mississippi. I just wanted to know during the committee portion what kind of notice the respondent has. Is it at least 30 days and with enough time to present evidence?
You want to address that from the ethics side?
When the decision letter is sent from the committee into the office, The executive board reviews that letter to see that the work is acceptable. And then it's sent to the member by the office. And at the same time that the letter is sent, the office then notifies the member that they have 30 days to file an appeal.
Right, I'm talking about early in the process, whenever the committee is reviewing.
You mean how the process, oh, well, it's a 4-stage procedure. Okay, the initial complaint comes in, and each side gets 2 turns. So there's a response, and then the complaining party gets to file a rebuttal, and then the accused gets the last word. And all of that is collected at the office. And the committee doesn't see it except the initial complaint until it's all ready. And then all of it is sent at the same time to the committee, which then reviews the evidence and makes its decision.
Thank you.
Now, what Hal was speaking to was ethics. We have multiple bodies that do this.
That's true.
It's a little bit different than some of the other bodies.
Ethics is more involved with the others, such as TDCC, and from which I know, and from what I've heard, rules, states and affiliates, whatever. There is one response from the person that the complaint is about to the committee. They review it, and then they send that decision to the executive board, which then does their own review before finally implementing, modifying, saying, no, sorry, whatever, and letting the member know. And the member is given 30 days to respond to the committee.
Just speaking from 9 years of experience on the executive board. The executive board typically does not, and you all can correct me if I'm wrong, but the executive board, at least at that point, did not typically ask for more information, because at that point we had, the accusations, we had respondents with ethics that had gone back and forth 2 or 3 times, and the executive board gets the entire file. So any response that has been made, there's usually not another request for more information. Now, if the executive board can also impose sanctions directly and revoke memberships directly. That's been done in the past. When that happens, that process does involve an exchange of information and notification that it's coming. So, safe play also comes into play here. And those safe play, you get people with those issues to get notified that they've had a complaint filed to be able to get their side of the story. So I hope that helped. Unfortunately, there's not like one uniform thing. There are a couple of different ones because we have multiple bodies this can apply.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? All right, that's right, seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor of the motion, raise your hand. Any opposed? None. Any abstain?
Because this is one thing to note too, because this is a bylaws change, which did not get to the advance agenda, it will have to have a supermajority approval by the delegates for it to be implemented, just like the motion for the term.
3/4?
3/4, yeah, 3/4. Yeah, 3/4 supermajority.
All right. We have one more.
We have to.
All right, please state your name and your state.
Frank Delbonis, Rhode Island.
Right.
This is a motion that would recognize under the bylaws any state name used with for a tournament, using the word state open or state championship would be reserved for the state affiliate, not state chapter or state chapter affiliate. And so any state name plus terms, combined terms, a state level event has to, if somebody wants to run it, has to obtain approval from a recognized state chapter. All right? And this would not exclude somebody who is running a Granite State Open or a nickname or a lot like that. You'll have to have word state have open a championship. It also includes a provision here that the state affiliate is an issue that should reach out first to the other affiliate organization and try to resolve any discrepancies with them. If it's not resolved, then it should be referred to US Chess to fix the problem. I've talked to a number of states. They have all have, they've had some of these issues with some of the states where there would be somebody using the state name. I don't know, they can use Missouri Open, would be, and they want to use that, not good. But they could use Show Me State Open. And some are state championships, but some people have state open championships, which are separate tournaments, still considered to be a state sanctioned chapter sanctioned event. There's a lot of confusion with that, who's running it, titles and so forth. This just is very simple, and it just explains, gives the state the right to run those events.
All right, and this is for events and tournaments.
For tournaments, yes.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
It's been seconded. Let's open for discussion.
This motion was not brought to the bylaws committee at all, and as a bylaw chair, I have some significant problems with this motion. It does not address what element of bylaws Article 8 is going to be changed. It does not address what section or subsection. In fact, nothing like this is addressed in Article 8. So while the sentiment may be okay, the motion is terribly faulty. And this cannot be implemented the way that it's written. It's just not written properly at all. So my recommendation is we not put this on the committee, on the thing tomorrow. If the membership would like to refer this directly over to bylaws, we'll address it through the next year and bring it back in a format that might work. And this doesn't say where it would go in the rules of chess. I mean, there's just a lot of problems with this motion. It's haphazard.
One question I have is...
State your name, please.
Jeffrey Will, Illinois. Is this limited to only U.S. chess rated events or any chess event with that state name? Because it's a little blurry. I can't quite see if it's limited to only U.S. chess rated events.
So the motion maker, do you want to respond to that?
This would refer to rated events.
It doesn't say that.
It's kind of implied. If there's an issue with the unrated event, that could also be brought to the U.S. Chess and be discussed also. So it could be either or.
Any non-rated event being brought to U.S. chess is totally out of line for many associations such as the Illinois High School Association, the Minnesota Elementary or High School Association. They will not recognize any authority from U.S. chess for their activities under their state bylaws.
All right, and just for clarification, the mic closest to the stage is the for mic, and the rear mic is the against mic. I'm speaking to the motion. Yes, sir.
Andrew Ray, Florida. I have a point of information for the maker of the motion. So the, let's say, my affiliate is in Pennsylvania, and my affiliate is the Keystone Chess Association. So now I want to run the Keystone Chess Championship. Do I have to go crawling to the Pennsylvania State Chess Federation for permission, because that is a nickname for Pennsylvania?
This does not include nicknames. So you could
It says it right there, Frank.
It says it does.
Frank.
Nicknames, monikers.
Alternate names.
That's why this motion is not ready for prime time.
It's the wrong copy. It's the wrong copy. That's not the right copy. This is the right copy. Well, maybe we should table this and have to mark it as well.
Okay, so as motion maker, you're offering
I
to
think what
table?
you're trying to do.
No, yeah, that was the wrong copy sent by email, so I have the pre-finished copy. I think we can refer to bylaws and bring it up for the future. I think it's an issue that really needs to be stated. It's the number of states that have this issue.
All right, so he's the motion maker. He's offering to take the bylaw.
It's been referred.
It's been referred. No need for a vote.
Point of information.
No
Can't
need
be
for a vote.
referred.
Hang on a second.
You can withdraw it and present it as a delegate, and then let the delegates refer this. Parliamentarian, yes, I would recommend you do it that way, rather than trying to put it through the membership meeting now. Put it at the end of new business tomorrow as a new delegate motion.
Or he can just ask if bylaws will consider it, and I just took it, bylaws will think about it through the next year, and we're back.
All right.
If that's acceptable, we'll look at it.
So Frank, are you withdrawing it at this time?
I'd like to keep it on the motion for tomorrow, if we can, and make some changes if possible. I'm not sure what we know it, not sure what we.
Frank, I think you should withdraw it from the membership meeting. If you want to bring it into the delegates meeting over the weekend as a delegate yourself, have it as a delegate's motion, rewrite it, and then refer it to bylaws. But withdraw the current motion from membership.
I'd like to do that.
All right, so we're going to move on.
Can I just keep copies?
All right, are there any other motions?
Yes. Yes, there are.
Oh, there are more.
So. Okay. We got two of them. Motion number 4 for this. We talked about this in the bylaws committee. This discussion started a few weeks ago, but it was after the ADM deadline. Presently, the amount of the number of trustees are not listed in the bylaws for the LMA Trust. They're in the trust document. However, the LMA Trust is a grantor trust. It was established by the delegates. A grantor trust means you can change it anytime you want. The person who created the trust can change it anytime they want. The LMA trustees are requested to change to the trust document. A very simple one. The trust document as it exists today says that the delegates can appoint up to 11 trustees. One of those, or up to 10 actually, one of those 11 trustees is a de facto member who is the VP Finance of the organization. Sometime after the meeting tomorrow, we will have a new VP Finance. Because our current VP Finance is Mr. Unruh, and he will be leaving the board term. Chuck has been an integral part of getting this new trust developed, and he's the primary investment manager for the group. The trust has an investment committee with 5 of the trustees on it, and then the remaining trustees work together with the investment committee to vote and implement changes and do stuff. We've worked together. I'm one of those trustees, and I'm on the investment committee. We've worked together very, very well since we've created the structure. We would very much like to keep all of the existing trustees involved. And to do that, all of us would like to continue to serve U.S. Chess in this way. To do that, to include Chuck, now we need to increase the number from 11 to 12. So all this does is it amends the trust to increase the number of trustees from not more than 11 to not more than 12.
All right. It's been seconded. Thank you. Any additional discussion, or is it clear enough that we would go from 11 to 12? All state your name, please.
Jeff Wheel, I'm not sure going for or against. If the same situation comes up again, will you want to move from 12 to 13?
That question got asked earlier, and honestly, I don't think so. And let me tell you why, without being morbid about it. The average age of a group of the trustees is in their 8th decade, and there's going to be some attrition in that group sooner rather than later, bluntly. So, I mean, and the group that we have right now has worked fairly well together, and everybody's got their act together. Will that continue? I don't know. Also, a question was asked, which you didn't ask, but I'll answer it anyway. Is 12 a problem because it's an even number? No. You should never do anything if it's a 6-5 vote. You know, you just shouldn't. And most of our votes are unanimous or close to it. So we're not wanting to establish a precedent of every time a VP Finance changes that we add them back to the committee. We really don't. That's not the intention at all. Chuck is just very, very integral to what we're doing right now, and to disengage from that would be difficult. And quite frankly, none of the executive trustees would like to leave. If you all do not approve this, there is a trustee who has said he will resign from it. He will not be placed in nomination for it so that Chuck can have the seat. I just want to be very, very clear. But we would prefer that that didn't happen as a body of the trustees.
All right, thank you. Seeing no one else at the mics, let's go ahead and put it to a vote. All in favor of the motion? Any opposed? Any abstain? 1, 2. All right, thank you. We are also going to implement the 2-minute rule in speaking of motions. We know that there's an award banquet immediately on our heels, so we want to make sure we get a chance to be a part of that.
So this motion came up, the thought process came up at the nominating committee meeting earlier this week, a workshop rather, earlier this week, and we just have a technical problem. There are several committees that are appointed by the delegates. I'm sorry, the motion is to move the term of the current nominating committee to expire January 1, 2026.
All right, and it has a second.
Okay.
All right, any additional discussion?
So here's the rationale behind this. Currently, all the delegate nominating committees, it does not say when they start. We don't think we need to say it in the bylaws. The problem is, traditionally, they started after the delegates meeting. That works fine for everything except nominations. Nominations will be in the middle of putting together nominations for the next election, for the 26th election, in the fall of 25. And it seems to make, 27 election in the fall of 26. That needs to be changed to 26. 2027. I'm sorry, we were doing this on the fly. That's never good. So here's the problem. If we change out the members, we change out in the middle of their recruiting work. They're doing that right now for the next election. And it seemed to make very little sense. Leela brought this up at the meeting. I just happened to be presenting the motion. It seemed to make very little sense to change out members of the nominating committee when they're in the middle of their busiest time of work. They're supposed to present their nominations by December 1 of 2026. So this lets them get through their presentation of their nominations. And then whoever we elect at the delegates meeting next year will take office at the beginning of January of 27. And it lets them complete their election cycle. That's the change.
All right, not seeing anyone else at the microphones, let's go ahead and put it to a vote. All in favor of this motion, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Any abstaining? 2, 3.
This is not a bylaws change. This is not the bylaws. This is just a motion for the delegates to win that term.
All right, so the motion carries. Any additional? That's it? All right.
Move to adjourn.
There you go. It's been moved. Do I have a second to adjourn? Second. All right. All in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed? You're a glutton for punishment.